All right, so we asked you to share some articles about the 2024 election, and wow, you guys did not disappoint. Some of these really get into the nitty-gritty, especially when it comes to, well, the candidates themselves, specifically their health, or at least what they're telling us about it.
Yeah, it's always a big topic, right? Every election, people want to know,
Mm.
can these folks handle the job physically, mentally? But this time around, it feels, I don't know, more intense, maybe?
Older candidates, higher stakes, and maybe just the overall mood. Like everyone's a little on edge already. Makes sense that we're seeing these questions pop up again, especially with these particular articles.
Definitely. So should we just dive right in?
Yeah, let's do it. We've got this piece from the Daily Beast. The headline is, and I quote, Kamala Unleashed. They're talking about how VP Harris came out swinging against Trump on this very issue.
Oh, yeah, this one was something. It's not just about releasing medical records anymore. She's basically saying Trump's team is hiding him.
Exactly. They highlight how he's been ducking out of traditional media appearances. No interviews, hasn't committed to any debates, and of course the whole medical records thing. And it's that last part that Harris really hones in on. She suggests, and this is a direct quote, if there's nothing to hide, why the secrecy?
And it's a tactic we see a lot, right? Planting that seed of doubt. She doesn't outright say Trump's unfit, but by suggesting even his own staff might be worried. Well, it makes you wonder.
And of course, this being Trump, he doesn't just let it slide.
Oh, absolutely not.
He fired back on Truth Social, naturally, didn't hold back either, calling for Harris to take cognitive tests, implying there's something, quote, wrong with her. Uses words like slow and lethargic, throws in that whole thing about 60 Minutes editing her unfairly, though he doesn't actually give any proof of that.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? Two completely different communication styles. Harris is all insinuation, careful wording, while Trump goes straight for the jugular. Big, bold claims, not a lot of backing them up.
And, it's easy to get lost in the back and forth, the drama of it all, but it does raise a valid point. Voters have a right to know if a candidate is up to the demands of the presidency. But how much is too much? Where's the line between fair game and invasion of privacy?
Right, and that's the constant tension. Now, to be fair, it's not like there's zero information out there. The White House did release a medical report for VP Harris. Her physician states she's in excellent health, emphasizes her stamina, mental and physical, even goes into her exercise regime and diet.
Yeah, that detail about her daily runs and like what she eats, it feels very calculated, projecting this image of energy, discipline.
Absolutely. But it's important to remember these reports are always curated, right? It's still a very controlled narrative. The physician works for Harris, so there's an inherent bias. Makes you wonder, what didn't they include?
And that brings us to the other side of the coin. We've got this piece from Meet the Press focusing on Trump and the, shall we say, creative ways his camp is handling these questions. They talk about House Speaker Mike Johnson basically deflecting any concerns about Trump's health.
Oh yeah, that was a masterclass in redirection. A reporter asked about Trump's age, his stamina, even brought up past concerns with his diet, and Johnson basically said, look, people are worried about putting food on the table, not a candidate's cholesterol levels.
Which, is a valid point. The economy is a huge issue for voters, but it feels very much like they're trying to sidestep the issue altogether.
Exactly. It'll be interesting to see if that strategy works. Will voters prioritize other issues, or is candidate health going to be a deciding factor for them?
So much to unpack here. We've got accusations, limited transparency, political maneuvering. It's a lot. What should our listeners be focusing on as we head deeper into this election cycle?
Honestly, critical thinking, now more than ever. We are bombarded with information, especially during an election. It's easy to get swept up in the headlines, the drama, but these articles show just how important it is to really think about the source, the motivation behind what's being said, and maybe even more importantly, what's being left out.
Absolutely. We can't just passively absorb information, especially when it comes to something as potentially impactful as a candidate's health. So as you come across more articles, news clips, social media posts, take a beat. Ask yourself, who's saying this? Why are they saying it? And what might they not be telling me?
It's not just about choosing who to vote for. It's about being informed, discerning voters. That's how we make the best decisions for ourselves and for the country.
Couldn't have said it better myself. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining us for another deep dive. Keep those articles coming and keep those critical thinking caps on.